Remember the time we all had no idea who Logan Paul was? Ah, the good old days.
In Logan Paul fashion, he shows why he is a massive piece of shit.
Morning, Love Gang was pop!
They're all douchebags on YouTube who got popular by being douchebags on YouTube for children.
So this is a $21,000 seat, first class on Emirates.
I liked his forest video, that was quite entertaining.
I'm assuming he had a little bit of foresight that this would have some backlash.
Why? It's sinking in, bro. It was gonna be a joke.
Yeah.
This was all gonna be a joke. Why did it become so real? Is it possible for Logan Paul to make a comeback? Or am I gonna be a failed YouTuber?
There's absolutely no doubt about it.
The
At one
song,
point in
though.
time, Logan Paul was one of the most hated YouTubers on the entire platform, surpassed possibly by only his own brother, Jake Paul.
Logan, he's like the nice one of the Paul brothers. He's the more mature one. No, he's not.
When you heard the name Logan Paul, you'd think of an obnoxious, insensitive creator who was making over-the-top content for a young audience he didn't even relate to.
Loud, crass, distasteful. He's just generally cringy and annoying. He's an asshole, a hypocrite, and cares only about fame.
And after hitting an apex during a stroll in one of Japan's
evidence.
most renowned forests, Logan Paul's reputation dropped to a level so low that there were questions as to whether or not his reputation would ever recover. Well, not only did Logan's reputation recover from rock
Who
bottom,
cares about
it's somehow
reputation, though?
gone well beyond recovery, to the point where the people who used to hate him have now become his biggest fans.
Not gonna lie, I used to hate Logan Paul, but he's grown on me. He's actually a lot more mature now, and I respect
do not give a
him.
fuck.
I hate to say it too, man, Logan Paul has grown on me too. Anyone else starting to find Logan's content more and more entertaining? I actually have mad respect for him and actually like him now. I'm pretty sure we all respect Logan now and have changed our point of view on him.
Logan Paul has somehow done the unthinkable.
That's why you're a bum? Dude. I don't give a fuck. Everybody, the problem with bots these days, like I have NPCs, is that they want everybody to have their opinion. Because otherwise they feel insecure or devalidated. That the person that they're watching and entertained by doesn't have their opinion. Everybody just wants to have, everybody wants everybody to have the popular opinion. Even if the opinion that is wrong is not even bad in its nature. People are just fucking... It is so bad. So if doing something that they don't like, it means that you have a bad rep, who gives a fuck? You lose sponsors? I don't take sponsors. Literally, I don't give a fuck.
An awful
get
reputation
'em.
tarnished by what is still widely considered to be the worst thing an influencer has ever done, and turned it into one of the most commendable redemption stories ever seen on the platform. But the real question is, how did such a transition
There's
occur?
one guy. True. Steak.
Logan Paul's reputation in the beginning
And what happened to my rep with steak? Did it go up or down? You can say steak. Okay. Did it go up or down? Down, okay. So you proved my point. Because I didn't give a fuck. So basically what you're guys telling me is that I bring up a point, then you answer me, and you prove my point right. Like, what the fuck?
was neutral. Nobody knew him. He had no social media following, no public image, and no fans or haters. He was simply a college student studying industrial
What?
engineering in Ohio. However, this would change following the release of the social media platform Vine in 2013, a platform that Logan would join and begin making content on.
I'm tired. I like turtles. I like eggs. Watermelon.
After beginning his journey as a Viner in late 2013, Logan Paul would begin to gain a reputation as an extroverted, outgoing,
Fansly sponsors Juiced.
confident creator who was willing to put himself out there in order to gain a following.
Sorry I'm late.
Wait a minute, wrong car.
Don't do this to me, Dad.
While most of his videos were sketches done in private, a lot of his content was humorous because it involved annoying other individuals in a public domain.
How much? How much?
This annoyance of other individuals in a public domain boosted Logan's popularity significantly, but would also begin to erode his reputation instantly as people began to see him as somewhat immature.
Yeah, this is pretty overbearing and obnoxious. If he wasn't blonde and good looking, he would have surely gotten into some trouble. Narcissism. 10 years from now when his looks fade, he's gonna be stuck with that ego and not know what to do with his life.
As Logan started to
Jesus,
gain low
that is so
levels
mild.
of popularity, he began appearing in interviews about his popularity on Vine, which would begin to reveal his over-the-top ego as well as his alpha jock-like 18-year-old personality.
You know, I'm the guy that kids go, oh my god, I cannot believe he did that. So I'm their way to be like, wow, this kid, he's got some balls. Like, why he's doing this? And I'm just like, yeah, it's fun, you know.
Dude, you're saying not wrong though, but the thing is that who gives a fuck though? Like,
Logan's huge ego mixed with his borderline immature
what does it matter?
personality resulted in many older viewers saying
he's gonna look bad in 10 years. Okay. There's a good chance you could probably be dead in 10 years. Like, what?
him as a massive douchebag. However, the younger
what kind of
audience
argument
perceived him
is
to
that?
be extremely entertaining for the same reasons that the older audience disliked him. The ultimate result of this was that Logan
I'm
began
just saying, things can happen in 10 years. 10 years is a crazy amount of time. Like, what?
to create content that appealed to the younger audience. And since the younger audience liked the
Things can happen
obnoxious
in 10 years.
over-the-top content,
You
Logan
don't know
would
what can
become
happen.
more obnoxious in order to appeal to this audience.
It's real life. 10 years is a crazy amount of time.
As Vine started to lose steam,
what?
Logan would migrate over to YouTube.
I'm moving outside.
Is that a threat? What? Bro, you guys are crazy. You're losing your... Bro, as in 10 years, dude, it's an incredible amount of time. It takes in 10 years.
To Vine now, which is great.
Like,
that was
what
my
the
overall goal when I
fuck?
started, and I mean, I'm so glad it's finally happening, and YouTube's like, you know, facilitating that.
And since YouTube favored lengthy, engaging videos as opposed to Vine's short, punchy videos, Logan would have to change his content style.
Welcome to my vlog channel. That's right, I'm vlogging now. You get to see more of me. Sick, right?
Considering that by this point Logan had become more of a celebrity than a content creator, vlogs would become his main video choice, which gave him the ability to constantly display the insanity of his lifestyle while also remaining entertaining for his fans. And while the vlogs proved to be entertaining for his existing audience, they really didn't do him any favors for his reputation amongst those who already disliked him. Logan's YouTube vlogs brought his ego to the surface, which was then displayed for a period of around 15.
I'll be honest, sometimes I'll very much dislike somebody for their content, right? But I very much love to see the people that are mad about it. And I'm like in a tough spot because I hate more the haters than I dislike the creators. So it's like, fuck, man. Like,
in minutes every single day. On top of this, Logan's vlog was less like David Dobrik or Casey Neistat's vlog, where they were constantly incorporating others in order to make it look a little less self-centered. Logan just went all out in making the vlogs specifically about him.
Because their haters are so cringe.
My mom's still in town. I'm
It's
on
more
60 Minutes
cringe than
tonight
the
at
content
7 p.m. on
itself.
CBS. Plug. So we're going to have a little watch party for that.
Which once again displayed his ego, making him more hated amongst the YouTube community. Finally, constantly displaying and flexing your wealth probably wasn't the smartest strategy if the goal was to appear as a humble, respectable adult.
4x4, squared, G-Wagon, raised.
Which once
These
again
cars
led
are
to further
corny.
disrespect from the YouTube community. However, it's hard to determine whether or not this hate was such a bad thing, because as Logan Paul became more and more hated, videos began to pop up here and there either parodying him or just simply talking about how much of a douchebag he was.
It's a YouTube movie that stars Logan Paul and douchebags like Logan Paul.
All this did was give Logan more exposure, and while it often created more fans for Logan, it also created as many, if not more, haters. Considering the imperfections within his videos are being pointed out by other creators considered to have authority in the YouTube community. As a whole, this made Logan more and more known, further increasing his subscriber count. However, the problem with getting more famous is that all it does is gives people more of a reason to hate you. And it wasn't only Logan that was becoming more and more famous, it was also his brother Jake who had been making waves on the YouTube platform. The only problem with this, Jake was arguably more hated than Logan Paul.
10 reasons why Logan Paul is hated. Ego. Related to Jake Paul. Ego.
People began to associate Logan with his younger brother Jake purely because they came from the same bloodline. Those who knew and hated Jake already naturally took the same approach for Logan, assuming they were similar, which, let's be honest, at the time they were basically a carbon copy of each other. Considering that by mid-2017 Jake Paul had already hit 10 million subscribers, this was far from ideal for Logan. And meanwhile, as Logan got more and more famous, passing 5 million, 10 million, 15 million subscribers, he became aware of the fact that he was somewhat hated and considered a villain by the large majority of the YouTube landscape. However, rather than trying to change his
What a long cumin. What a long cumin. It's not a big
his
deal.
audience to think of it as not such
It's not on me if they want to be a bunch of bitches. How's it on me?
a big deal.
It's on
Kind of
them.
the opposite of Shane Dawson or Call Me Carson, both of whom passively displaying how bad the drama affected them by disappearing off the internet, as opposed to Logan, who just sat back with the attitude of, yeah, who cares, it's kind of funny in retrospect, and at least I learned something from it. Within a month, it seemed as though everyone was over it. Logan Paul would then upload a video to
This is a pro player, bro. This is Overwatch talking about. Overwatch. Listen. Pro in Overwatch in 2022. I don't need to say anything more than that. It just stops right there. The argument starts and stops right there. Overwatch Pro in the current year 2022. Boom. Done.
Suicide.
Be quiet. You're chilling.
Tomorrow, in which Logan explained that he planned on personally contributing in order to help the cause.
So I'm pledging to donate $1 million to various suicide prevention organizations, with the first $250,000 going immediately to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline so they can increase their capacity to help those in need.
Now, it's hard to say whether or not Logan showed a shroud of genuine remorse for the event. However, that's irrelevant. The whole scenario forced him to reconsider what was appropriate to post, and ultimately helped him to take on a slightly more respectable persona. But Logan was still far from being perceived as mature and respectable. However, within a month of his return and the Japanese forest video already being in the rearview mirror, Logan would announce an event that ultimately forced him to further drop his ego, leading him to be liked by more of the broader community.
Jake Paul, Logan Paul, any of the Pauls, I don't care. Bring it.
On the 3rd of February 2018, after winning his amateur boxing match against Joe Weller, KSI would call out...
He has no remorse. He's just trying to save his ass. Dude, you act like you wouldn't do the same.
2 years, can I get a welcome to the bonus?
Bro, you act like you wouldn't do the fucking same thing, you moron.
The Paul family in an attempt to engage in a boxing match with either of the brothers. And while Logan initially responded with his typical immature self by stating that he was going to get his dad to take the fight.
Apparently he'd fight any of the Pauls. If he wants to fight me, I'm totally on board. I'll whip his ass.
He would reveal less than a month later that he would in fact be fighting KSI.
Yes. It looks like I am fighting KSI.
And while the event was arguably hyped as one of the most significant events in YouTube history,
Logan Paul versus KSI. This is what I want to see!
The broader significance it had as a turning point for Logan Paul's reputation was far more notable. Now, while the way he was acting during his vlogs might have suggested otherwise, Logan Paul was far from stupid.
There's a chance this pig is smarter than me.
He knew how to appeal to an audience better than anyone else. His over-the-top, obnoxious, douchey attitude was no coincidence. He was doing it to appeal to his younger audience. However, with the boxing match between him and KSI becoming a main piece of Logan Paul's content, perhaps he understood, at least on an unconscious level, that he would have to approach the event with a slightly higher level of maturity, given that the average age of the audience would be higher than in the vlogs. And while once again Logan was still very far from being a mature, respected YouTuber, there was a clear shift in his level of maturity following the announcement of the first KSI fight.
Point is, I'm gonna be so ready for this fight. KSI, bro, you see the title, man. You don't have a chance of winning. And then later,
It would also be around the same time that Logan would begin to regularly hang out with another individual who would be vital.
I like people that say, oh, the YouTuber boxing, whatever. When YouTube boxers are literally beating normal mainstream boxers, like, your argument makes no sense anymore.
In his journey for becoming a more respected YouTuber.
Your hair has grown brittle. You've grown taller. You've gotten more muscular.
Mike Mylock and Logan Paul had met way back in 2014, however would start hanging out and training regularly leading up to the fight with KSI. Mike was already in his 30s by this point and naturally had a significantly more mature attitude than Logan at the time. It was stated that during Logan's...
They're not sure. Why didn't Mayweather lose a fight or some shit? Or like fucking... Wait, isn't Deji gonna fight him? I forgot. Let me see. Or Deji or whatever the fuck. Is he gonna fight him?
30 months,
shit?
Pagman.
Nate Diaz. Ruby, your R word. Almost said it. They're GG, they're GG.
Logan Peak, he had simply surrounded himself with yes men who would never question his behavior. However, after hanging out with different individuals such as Mike, Logan would be forced to question his immature attitude as well as the...
Don't let me... I saw three people say, Miskip. Okay, listen. Let me make this straight. Let me tell you this straight up, okay? Let me tell you this straight up. If we wanted to go hard on Miskiff, we would have went fucking hard, okay? But it wasn't about that. Regardless of how you see it, or how you think it is, we could have went absolutely bonkers. We didn't. Okay? That's just how it is. Okay? End of story. Don't make it about somebody else. I was making a genuine thing.
The way he had previously approached certain scenarios.
You're too corporate for a non-corporate world. If I don't act corporate, nothing is going to get done.
Logan
Yes, it
Paul has
will.
been
Yes,
a
it
good
will.
wrestler in
Yes,
the
it will.
Don't
touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Which eventually led Mike being nicknamed the babysitter who helps Logan Paul stay out of trouble.
57-57, it is a majority draw.
Neither Logan or KSI won that first fight.
What the
A
hell?
draw.
A
However,
draw?
perhaps that wasn't such a bad thing, because there seemed to be somewhat of a further adjustment in Logan's ability to suppress his ego and appear more humble when talking about the outcome of the fight.
To everyone who came to the Manchester Arena and supported me.
Okay, what is the opposite help? For instance, what cheering does was help somebody. No, it's not about cheering somebody or maybe having somebody help. It's usually about putting the energy that you have and the passion you have into your own goals and what you do. Make sense?
And Jake, to everyone who watched online legally.
However, the end of the fight was far more significant than a slight humbling of Logan Paul, because Logan now had more time on his hands, during which he would begin planning a new internet endeavor. And this new endeavor would be one of the most significant when it came to repairing his reputation and gaining respect from the wider YouTube audience.
Hey yo, what is up? My name is Logan Paul, controversial YouTube star, boxer, ex-vegan, and now I guess podcaster? What? Welcome to Impulsive, the most thought-provoking, mentally stimulating podcast on the planet.
In November 2018, Logan Paul would launch the Impulsive podcast with Mike as the co-host.
After months of preparation and due diligence, guys, I give you the brand new Impulsive podcast.
Well, this
Now,
studio
there are a
is
few
kind of
elements
busting
of
though,
this
Jesus.
podcast that made it so Logan was almost forced to increase his level of maturity from the second that the venture was launched. Firstly, the guests that were being interviewed were often high-status individuals in serious fields such as sexperts, adult film stars, and even individuals like Steve-O from Jackass.
It's Steve-O. Stop.
Considering Logan was
you could do
interviewing
way
more
better
mature
than that for
guests,
sure.
it meant he had to adopt a more mature
Guys,
attitude in
I
order
said the studio, not the set. Bitch. The studio,
to match their
not
vibe.
the set.
Otherwise, the conversation would have just felt clunky. Secondly, Logan's former over-the-top, douchey, obnoxious attitude just didn't really adapt very well to a podcast setting. It worked well in a vlog setting because everything was fast and punchy, but for an hour-long conversation, Logan had to relax a little bit and take on a chilled-out attitude, which helped his likability drastically. And I don't have any evidence for this next statement, so I could be totally wrong here, but the ultimate result of Logan's slight change in his personality was that the average age of his viewer appeared to increase from children to maybe teens and early adults, which would make sense considering long-form podcasts generally appeal to an older audience
Also,
anyway.
he's growing
For
up,
this reason, Logan would also rebrand his vlogs from the no longer drawn-out, douchey, overhyped content for children to more mature vlogs with genuinely well-thought-out comedic content.
Hey, this is Phil from the Small Wiener Club. Sorry to get back to you so late. I just finished reviewing your application and information you sent in, but I am sorry to say that I don't think I can allow you to join our group. From what I'm looking at, your wiener is massive. I mean, the sheer girth and juiciness alone is ridiculous. It does appear that you're going to have to take that ginormous schmeat somewhere else. Best of luck.
Just came home from my soul-destroying 9-to-5 job.
Wait, most people skip
Thanks
this
for
part.
the stream, sucker.
What? I got that same response too when I called.
From this point onwards, the comments just became more and more about how much they now liked Logan Paul.
I'm starting to enjoy his content, and I don't know how I feel.
You stream, bro. I try to act like criticize your life. Bro, you never gonna make me feel bad for being a streamer, dude. Dude, I get to play games all day, eat chill food, sit in my house, not have to worry about my schedule, and have a good rest of my life. Do you act like this is like an insult? Yo, bro, you can't criticize anybody, dude. You have the life you ever dreamed of, you fucking loser. Jesus Christ. Jesus, bro. You have everything you've ever wanted. Holy fuck, sucks to be you, man. I gotta like, holy fuck, what's wrong with you?
Everyone, I love Logan Paul's new content. I actually like this content.
Someone said toenails equals
Logan
chill
would
food.
continue to post these more respectful videos, and his reputation slowly began to fix itself over time. On the 4th of April 2020, Logan would upload a video on the Impulsive Clips channel titled Logan Paul Reflects on His Past Self, which basically summarized the insane character development of Logan Paul between 2017 and 2020.
Back in the day, the idea was just...
Seems like you're always mad though. Lola, how much fun can you have? Bro, it's fun though. Like, the whole environment is fun. Like, it's all fun, man.
Flex, show people how great I am, be a cocky, confident, arrogant, loud, boisterous prick. and draw attention. It was like shock value was the way to break into the homes of millions of people through the internet. And since I was on the way up and up and on the way by,
being mad, okay, isn't normally a problem. It's rarely a problem, right? Usually, when you lack being stimulated by stuff, right? When you're kind of like flattened out and numb, that's when it's a problem, right? At least it shows that you're passionate about something. Something is going on. Something is going on. At least there's an ongoing exchange that's happening. There's a flow of energy, right? I would much rather be mauled all day than to feel numb all day.
Bottom, I've seen both sides, and now I can move with grace and humility and energy of complacency while still being hungry.
This has been how Logan Paul completely overhauled his reputation. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.
Feeling numb all day isn't bad at all.
37 months, Pog.
What? Well, that's terrible.
Yo, this is X on the beat, yo. Okay.
My voice as well.
That S. Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy. Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy.